Good morning, friends. This video is on cascading style sheets and JavaScript. Cascading style sheet is not a programming language. It's a set of properties which you can use in your HTML to enhance the look of your web page. With the help of CSS, you can give a better look to your web page. You can make your code size smaller. Your web page will load faster and many more. Also, you can define style once and can use it throughout the HTML page whenever you want. There are three ways in which you can add CSS to your HTML page, in which only two you will learn in your syllabus. One is the inline and the internal. To define inline CSS, you need to use the style attribute. See here I have given H4, that is heading 4. It starts from here and it ends here. And this is the content of your heading 4, a blue heading. Now I'm giving style is equal to color blue. So this becomes your inline CSS. So when we say internal CSS, you'll define style within the head tag. So here is your head tag from here to here. So I am defining style here, style, and then I'm defining body, background color powder blue, then heading 3 H3 color blue, and paragraph color red. So all the paragraphs here in the body section will have red color, and if anywhere you use heading 3 it will have blue color, and the body will have background color of powder blue. So this is how it works. Then comes the concept of class, which you define in the style attribute. See, here you have style, then this is the class name, that is headings. See, this class name you can give whatever you want. This is user defined. The class name should begin with a dot headings. Then you are defining the parameters here, color green, font family, cursive, then background color yellow. So now once you have defined a class like this, you can refer to the class wherever you want. See here for heading 1 I am using the class headings. Then whatever I write will have these properties. Then heading 2 I am using the same class. So this is known as code reusability. We are using this multiple times. Now comes the concept of ID. See, ID is used to give a unique name to your element. See, I have here heading 1, my header. I'm writing it as my header here, and I'm assigning an ID, my header, to it. See, this ID concept is used in advanced HTML. See, I'm defining the ID here, my header. See, ID should begin with hash. Then this is the ID name. Then I'm giving background color, then color, padding, and text align. So only once you can use this ID. You cannot use multiple times. There is one more tag known as div tag. It is widely used in HTML. It's used to create sections like header, footer, or any sections in HTML. If you don't define a div tag, then it will appear like a normal text in your HTML output. You can define it to appear in a different way. See here I am defining heading 4. So this is heading in div element, then P. This is some text in div element. This I am writing within the div tag. See, div and div. Div stands for division. And here I am referring div to the class my div. Then my div I have defined it like this. Then it should have a border of 5 px, then background color light blue, and so. Whatever I define, that will be applied to this section. This will be considered as one section, and the properties will be applied to this, and the output will appear like this. You can use border property of CSS to add border like this to your text. For that, what you need to do is, see, this is the paragraph tag you have, and you have written your content here. Now I am referring this to class is equal to border1, and I have defined border like this. So border1, then it should have this style, border color should be red, border width is medium. Then I have defined the second border. So these are known as classes. This is the first class I am defining, and this is the second class. And for the first paragraph I am referring to border1, that is this first border. So it will have these properties. And the second paragraph here I'm referring to class is called border 2. So I'm calling this class. It will have these properties. So p dot border 2 in the sense p is the paragraph. You can apply this to paragraph tags. That is what it means. Otherwise, you can just define it as dot border 1 also. So there are many more simple examples here. You can refer to this book for more details. I'll give the link in the description section where you can buy this book if you want. See, JavaScript will provide many more features than what CSS does. Like it will give you drop down menus, and you might have seen in websites some pop up windows and dialog boxes. Those things you can design using JavaScript. See, in HTML, you can use JavaScript in three places. One is within the body tag, next within the head tag, or you can create a JavaScript in a separate file and then refer to that file in your HTML document. So you don't have external JavaScript in your syllabus, you have within body tag and within head tag. For both examples, I'll show now. So see this example 2. Here, within the body tag, we are saying input type is equal to button. So you will get a button like this. This is the button you get. And then value is equal to click. So it will type click on this. And then I'm defining here on click. On click is a built-in event, okay, event handler. That is, when you click on this button, on click is equal to, you should call the message function. And now message function I have defined here. Function message, what you should do, you should alert hello JavaScript. So when you use this alert, it will open a dialog box like this, a pop-up window, which will give the whatever the content you write here, the hello JavaScript, that will be printed here. So hello JavaScript, and then okay, this dialog box will appear once you click on this button. Click. So this is writing the JavaScript within the head tag. Now we'll see writing JavaScript within body tag. See this first example, HTML, then body, then here you have script type is called text slash JavaScript, alert, Java and JavaScript are not same script. So here you don't have any on click event here. It will just open an output. Whenever you execute this code, you will get a dialog box like this, which says hey, Java and JavaScript are not same, whatever we wrote there. Now the final concept in this unit is the dashboard. So dashboard means for your websites or your blogging websites or your YouTube channels, you can see the analytics like how many users have viewed your website and what time they have viewed, uh, how many likes and dislikes, how many sessions, and many more in a statistical way. So this is known as dashboard. Let me know what you felt in the comment section. Do share these videos with with other diploma students. Thank you.